Story 3 with Salamanca. More than 3,000 years ago, a war began. That would change history forever. Ancient poets called it the Trojan War. They wrote about mighty kings, brave warriors, a city surrounded by giant walls, and a wooden horse. That changed everything. For centuries, millions believed this story. Others called it nothing more than a myth. But then, archaeologists made a discovery that surprised the entire world. Was Homer telling a legend or recording real history? Tonight, we don't follow the myth. We follow the evidence. Welcome to the Salamanca Files. Every investigation needs a starting point. In this case, it begins with one man. His name was Homer. For nearly 3,000 years, people have read his famous poem, the Iliad. It tells the story of a great war, powerful kings, fearless warriors, and the legendary city of Troy. For centuries, many people believed Homer invented everything. A beautiful story. Nothing more. But there was one problem. No one knew who Homer really was. Was he a poet? A historian? Or simply a storyteller? If the writer himself remains a mystery, can we trust his story? But stories are not evidence. For centuries, most historians believed that Troy had never existed. To them, Homer's poem was only literature, a beautiful legend, nothing more. Then, one man challenged that belief. His name was Heinrich Schliemann. He was not a famous archaeologist. He was not a university professor. He was simply a businessman. But unlike everyone else, he believed Homer. He believed that somewhere beneath the earth, the lost city of Troy was still waiting to be found. So, he packed his maps, gathered his workers, and traveled to a lonely hill in modern-day Turkey. There, he began to dig. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. The digging never stopped. Then, everything changed. Beneath thousands of years of earth, the workers uncovered something extraordinary. Massive stone walls, ancient roads, tower foundations, and layer after layer of forgotten civilizations. The hill was not hiding one city. It was hiding many. Archaeologists discovered that Troy had been rebuilt again and again and again. 9 different cities had stood on the same ground. One of them dated to the exact period when the Trojan War may have taken place. For the first time, the legend had a place on the map. But finding Troy did not prove the war. The real question remained: was the city destroyed in battle? Archaeologists looked deeper. They found burned buildings, collapsed walls, broken weapons, arrowheads buried beneath the ruins. Signs of a violent destruction. Even more surprising, the evidence dated to around the late Bronze Age, the same period described in the ancient poems. Was this only a coincidence? Or had archaeology just uncovered the first traces of the Trojan War? But one important question still remained. Finding a city does not prove every story about it. Historians agree that Troy existed. Many also believe a war probably happened. But the famous heroes, Achilles, Hector, Odysseus, can we prove they were real? Or did history and legend become one? Perhaps the greatest mystery was never the city. It was the people. So, what can we say? After examining the evidence, was Homer telling the truth? Not exactly. Modern historians do not believe every detail. In the Iliad, the gods, the monsters, the legendary heroes, many of those stories belong to myth. But the evidence suggests that Homer may have preserved the memory of a real war, a real city, a real destruction, retold for generations until history became legend. So, what is our verdict? Did the Trojan War really happen? The evidence says probably. Not exactly as Homer described it. But enough evidence exists to believe that behind the legend, there was a real city, a real conflict, and perhaps real people whose stories grew larger with every generation. History became legend. Legend became myth. Case vocabulary. Evidence. Facts that help prove something. Ruins. The remains of old buildings. Excavation. The process of digging to discover ancient objects. Legend. A traditional story that may contain some truth. Myth. An ancient story that is not accepted as historical fact. And now, it's your turn. After examining the evidence, what do you think? Was the Trojan War history or myth? Write your conclusion in the comments, because every investigation needs more than one detective. Until the next case.